I would say that rebranding is the complete development of a new identity for your business. It is, it could be a new name, it could be your new logo, your new identity. It's a new visual presence for your company. And that goes across all the customer touch points too. So your website, your product packaging, all the things that have to do with a brand identity. A brand refresh is slightly different. It's more of an evolution of what you already have existing. So it's like a redo. It's an evolution. I like to use the analogy of like a snake. I'm full of analogies and full of dad jokes, but I'll stick with the analogies. So like every couple of years or every few years, a snake will come out of its skin, right? As it grows and expands, and then it emerges with, you know, a new shiny coat. It's very similar with a brand refresh. So you need to be aware of it every couple of years. You're staying on top of your visuals, you're staying current, etc.
Cool, great visual. Second question, why is rebranding or brand refresh even important?
Yeah, I would say it builds trust with your customers and your clients. And John kind of spoke about that earlier today. But if you're not keeping up with your brand and you know your business, scaling our businesses, right? So it's growing. We can't turn a blind eye to just the identity and the visual presence of our businesses. It needs to be on our radar because our customers are watching, our clients are watching, our competitors are definitely watching. So we want to make sure that we're current and, you know, being trustworthy, because your brand is your promise to your customer.
Can you give us an example of what you did with a company, either on a refresh or a rebranding?
Yes. We work with a jewelry company. They came to us about 15 years ago, kind of a mom and pop. They've grown since then. They had very old logo, very old website, very old brand. They were their target audience was more an older crowd. They sold estate jewelry, etc. So they came to us, we rebranded them. We completely started fresh. We minimized their name, we redesigned their logo, we redesigned their web presence, all their jewelry packaging, all the things that had to do with their visual presence as a brand. And then about 5 years ago, they came back to us and they said, hey, we feel like we're missing a market. We want to get more into like the wedding space also as another revenue stream. So engagement rings, wedding rings, etc. So then we did a brand refresh for them. So we didn't need to start over because they had a solid rebrand that we did in the past. But now it's time to bring it up to the current day and make it a little more modern, a little more streamlined to fit that market of a younger generation. And now their business is like doubled. Yeah.
Cool. And then what should businesses consider, or when should they consider a rebrand versus a brand refresh?
I would say that if you should do a rebrand immediately. If it's not working, if it's not resonating with your target audience, or if it was poorly done, poorly executed from the beginning. A lot of times businesses don't put a lot of money into their logo development and their brand development because they're sinking all their capital in product development, for example. So there becomes a time as we grow, you know, you hit that 500,000, that $1 million mark, and your brand's kind of back here. You kind of forgot about it, but it needs to grow with your company, it needs to evolve. So if it's not working right now, you need to fix it quick. Brand refresh should happen every couple years. So back to the snake analogy, right? We're always growing, we're expanding. We need to keep an eye on our brand because our customers definitely are, and our competitors definitely are. So you don't want to get left in the dust by being outdated.
Good. Alrighty. So how was that, everybody?